Have you ever wondered if giants truly walked the earth? What if I told you that ancient texts, including the Bible, speak of them in ways that might challenge everything you thought you knew about history? These beings, known as the Nephilim, are not just myths or legends. They are mentioned in Scripture with shocking detail, and their existence carries deep spiritual and historical implications. In this video, we will uncover the most compelling evidence about biblical giants, who they were, where they came from, and why their presence in history may still matter today. From hidden mysteries to ancient conspiracies, we'll explore the untold story of the Nephilim and their role before and after the Great Flood. Could they have shaped the course of humanity? And is there a connection between these ancient beings and the events of the last days? Stay with us until the end, as we reveal the most unexpected links between the giants of old and our present world. A truth so profound, it may change the way you see the Bible forever. The Nephilim are mentioned in one of the Bible's most mysterious passages. To understand who they were, let's go straight to the source, Genesis 6:4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. This verse raises compelling questions. Who were these sons of God? How did these giants, described as mighty men and men of renown, come into existence? The term Nephilim is often translated as fallen ones, or those who were cast down. Many believe that the sons of God were fallen angels, beings who defied divine order, and by mingling with human women, created a unique and terrifying lineage. But were they merely a metaphor, or did they truly walk the earth and alter the course of humanity? Genesis 6:5 paints a grim picture of the world at that time. The wickedness of man was great in the earth, and every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. The Nephilim weren't just a part of this corruption, they amplified it, becoming a symbol of a world that had strayed far from God. But what happened to these giants when the Great Flood came? Were they all destroyed, or did their influence persist? Genesis 6:4 hints at a mystery. There were giants in those days, and also after that. This raises an important question. If the flood wiped out all life except for Noah and those in the ark, how did giants reappear later in history? Numbers 13:33 provides an answer when Israelite spies scouting the Promised Land reported. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers. Where did these post-flood giants come from? Some theories suggest they may have been connected to the descendants of Noah's son Ham, allowing the pre-flood corruption to resurface. The Bible continues to describe giant tribes inhabiting the land of Canaan. Deuteronomy 2:10-11 speaks of the Emim and Rephaim, tribes as great, numerous, and tall as the Anakim. Joshua 11:21-22 tells us that Joshua led a campaign to drive out these formidable enemies. Joshua cut off the Anakim from the mountains. Joshua destroyed them utterly with their cities. Among these giants, one figure stands out, Og, king of Bashan. Deuteronomy 3:11 gives a startling detail about him. For only Og, king of Bashan, remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it. This translates to a bed over 13 feet 4 meters long, indicating that Og was an extraordinary giant, both in size and in power. But perhaps the most famous giant in the Bible is Goliath. In 1 Samuel 17:4, he is described as a champion named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. That's roughly 9.5 feet 3 meters tall, a true colossus who terrified the Israelite army. Yet he was defeated by David, a young shepherd armed only with a sling and 5 smooth stones. This battle was more than a military victory. It symbolized God's power over both physical and spiritual opposition. But giants aren't just mentioned in the Bible. Cultures around the world share legends of enormous beings. Greek mythology speaks of the Titans, Norse legends tell of the Jotnar, and even Native American traditions describe ancient giants. Could these be echoes of a shared historical reality? Archaeology also provides intriguing clues. Massive megalithic structures like Stonehenge, the Egyptian pyramids, and the ruins of Baalbek raise questions. Were giants involved in their construction? Some reports even claim the discovery of giant skeletons, though these findings are often dismissed or hidden. Could these be remnants of the Nephilim? The Bible suggests that these beings were real, but their ultimate fate remains mysterious. Joshua 11:21-22 describes Israel's mission to eradicate them, yet remnants continued to surface. Over time, biblical mentions of giants fade, suggesting they were gradually wiped out or assimilated. Why was God so intent on their destruction? The Bible makes it clear, these giants represented a threat not just to Israel, but to God's redemptive plan. They weren't just physical enemies, they symbolized rebellion against divine order. But here's the question: did the giants truly disappear, or could traces of their lineage still exist today? Some conspiracy theories suggest that giants may still live in remote regions, or that their DNA has been preserved. Others believe that legends of Greek titans and Norse Jotnar are distorted memories of the Nephilim. Perhaps the real question isn't whether giants still exist physically, but whether their influence remains in another form. In Matthew 4:37, Jesus warns, "As the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Could the conditions that led to the Nephilim's rise return in the last days? Some believe fallen angels may once again corrupt humanity. With modern advancements in genetics and artificial intelligence, could humanity unknowingly repeat history? Regardless of whether giants still exist, their biblical presence represents something much deeper, a spiritual battle that continues today. Just as David faced Goliath, we all face giants in our lives, challenges, doubts, and fears that seem insurmountable. But the Bible teaches us that with God, even the smallest among us can overcome the greatest obstacles. Now that you've learned about the Nephilim, the Anakim, Goliath, and their possible connections to the end times, it's time to reflect. What do these stories reveal about your own spiritual journey? Are there giants in your life that are keeping you from God's plan? If this video opened your eyes to biblical mysteries, subscribe and turn on notifications to continue exploring the incredible secrets of Scripture. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and let's dive even deeper into the hidden truths of the Bible together.